Deep in a remote corner of the Atlantic, somewhere between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, there lies a region of ocean unlike any other. Its borders are unofficial, its reputation infamous, and its mysteries chilling. Ships have entered and never returned. Planes have flown across its skies and vanished without a trace. Those who survive speak of sudden storms, bizarre compass malfunctions, and waters that feel alive. This is the Bermuda Triangle. It covers about 500,000 square miles of open ocean, yet it holds a grip on the human imagination unlike almost any other place on Earth. Sailors fear it, pilots avoid it, and scientists debate it. For centuries, it has been the source of haunting legends, outlandish conspiracy theories, and desperate explanations. But beyond the ghost stories, beyond the myths of alien abductions or interdimensional portals, scientists are beginning to uncover what's really happening in this strange patch of ocean. And what they're finding is every bit as fascinating, if not more terrifying, than the myths. So tonight, we plunge into the history, the science, and the legends, to finally explain what might be lurking inside the Bermuda Triangle. The disappearances. The story begins with a long trail of vanishings. One of the most infamous came in December of 1945. 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale for a routine training mission. Their flight plan should have taken them out over the Bahamas and back in just a couple of hours. But almost immediately, radio transmissions revealed trouble. The pilots reported their compasses weren't working. They couldn't see land. Fuel was running low. Everything looked strange, even the ocean, one pilot said. Hours later, all 5 planes disappeared. A massive search effort began, involving hundreds of ships and aircraft. But no wreckage was ever found. Even more disturbing? One of the rescue planes sent to find Flight 19 also vanished without a trace. This case cemented the Bermuda Triangle in the public imagination, but it wasn't the first disappearance, and it wasn't the last. The USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying 309 crew, vanished in 1918 somewhere between Barbados and Baltimore, leaving no distress call and no wreckage. The Star Tiger and Star Ariel, 2 passenger planes, disappeared on separate flights in the late 1940s. And over the decades, countless smaller ships and planes have gone missing, often under calm weather conditions that should have been completely safe. These disappearances sparked theories ranging from sea monsters to alien abductions. But now, scientists are peeling back the layers of mystery, and what they discovered reveals that truth may be stranger than fiction. The geography of a mystery. The Bermuda Triangle is not marked on any official maps. In fact, the US government does not officially recognize it as a distinct region. But if you draw a triangle from Miami to Bermuda to Puerto Rico, you enclose a zone of ocean with unique and dangerous features. First, it is one of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world. Hundreds of ships and planes pass through daily, connecting the Americas to Europe, Africa, and beyond. That traffic alone increases the likelihood of accidents. Second, it lies at the crossroads of powerful ocean currents. The Gulf Stream, a massive river of warm water flowing from the Gulf of Mexico into the Atlantic, cuts directly through the triangle. This current moves faster than most rivers on land, up to 4 miles per hour. Any debris or wreckage that enters it can be carried hundreds of miles in just days, making disappearances seem more mysterious than they really are. Third, the seabed here is geologically unusual. It contains some of the deepest trenches in the Atlantic, with sudden drop-offs that plunge thousands of feet. A ship sinking here could vanish into an abyss, never to be seen again. But the geography is only the beginning. Methane hydrates, the ocean that kills. One of the most compelling scientific explanations for the triangle's strange disappearances lies deep beneath the seafloor. Locked inside the sediments are vast deposits of methane hydrates, frozen methane gas trapped in crystalline structures. Under stable conditions, they remain harmless. But if disturbed by earthquakes, landslides, or even shifts in ocean temperature, these hydrates can destabilize and release enormous plumes of methane gas into the water. Why does this matter? Because when methane bubbles rise to the surface, they dramatically reduce the density of the water. A ship floating on normal seawater suddenly finds itself floating on a frothy, gas-filled liquid with no buoyancy. In seconds, the ship can sink straight down, swallowed whole with little warning. And because the release is sudden and localized, there may be no distress signal, no time to react, no survivors. For aircraft, methane poses another hazard. Rising plumes of methane can disrupt engines, displace oxygen, and even ignite explosively. A plane flying through an invisible methane cloud could stall or explode without warning. This isn't just theory. In laboratory experiments, ships have been shown to vanish instantly when placed in water saturated with methane bubbles. And off the coast of Norway, scientists have discovered craters nearly half a mile wide on the seabed, believed to have formed from massive methane explosions thousands of years ago. Could similar events be happening in the Bermuda Triangle? Increasing evidence suggests the answer is yes. Rogue waves and monster storms. Another piece of the puzzle comes from the sky and sea itself. The Bermuda Triangle sits in a region prone to sudden, violent weather changes. Hurricanes form in the nearby tropics, and tropical storms sweep across the region unpredictably. But even in calm conditions, something more sinister can occur: rogue waves. Rogue waves are enormous, freak waves that rise seemingly from nowhere. While most ocean waves are only a few feet high, rogue waves can tower over 100 feet, striking without warning. They are powerful enough to snap large ships in half or drag them beneath the surface. For centuries, sailors dismissed rogue waves as myths, tall tales told by drunk seamen. But in 1995, the oil platform Draupner in the North Sea recorded a single wave over 84 feet high. Since then, satellites and instruments have confirmed rogue waves are real, and they occur more often than we once believed. The Bermuda Triangle's unique geography and converging currents make it a hotspot for these monster waves. A ship caught in one could be destroyed so quickly that it leaves behind no trace. For aircraft flying low, such waves can create sudden, violent updrafts or downdrafts that can pull a plane from the sky. Magnetic anomalies, the compasses that lied. Some of the eeriest reports from pilots and sailors describe compasses that spin wildly or point in the wrong direction. Could the Bermuda Triangle be a place where Earth's magnetic field behaves strangely? The Earth has two north poles: true north, which is the geographic North Pole, and magnetic north, which shifts over time as Earth's molten core moves. Navigators usually compensate for the difference, called magnetic declination. But in rare places on Earth, true north and magnetic north align perfectly, eliminating declination. The Bermuda Triangle is one such place. This alignment may explain why some early navigators reported bizarre compass readings, leading them miles off course. Combined with poor visibility, unpredictable weather, and the lack of landmarks, small navigation errors could easily become fatal. While magnetic anomalies alone can't sink ships, they add to the region's treacherous reputation. Human error, myth, and media. As chilling as the disappearances are, human error plays a role too. The Bermuda Triangle lies along busy routes, and many of the reported vanishings involved older ships and planes with limited technology. Inexperienced pilots, undertrained crews, and bad weather often combined with disastrous results. But why do we hear so much about the Bermuda Triangle, when other parts of the ocean are equally dangerous? The answer lies in myth and media. In 1964, writer Vincent Gaddis coined the term Bermuda Triangle in a magazine article, sensationalizing the disappearances. Books and documentaries followed, each adding layers of mystery, alien abductions, and paranormal speculation. By the 1970s, the Triangle was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. And here's the twist: careful analysis of maritime records shows that the rate of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle is no higher than in any other heavily traveled ocean area. In other words, the Bermuda Triangle may be more famous for its stories than its statistics. But that doesn't mean science hasn't uncovered real, terrifying dangers in these waters. What scientists are beginning to find. So, what's really going on? After decades of study, scientists believe the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries are the result of a perfect storm of natural phenomena. Methane hydrates destabilizing and swallowing ships whole. Rogue waves striking with devastating power. magnetic anomalies leading navigators astray. Powerful Gulf Stream currents sweeping away wreckage. Sudden tropical storms overwhelming ships and planes. And yes, human error amplified by unforgiving conditions. Each factor alone is dangerous. Together, they create a zone where accidents are inevitable, and disappearances seem inexplicable. And while there is no evidence of aliens or portals, the true forces at work are no less extraordinary. Imagine a ship sailing on calm seas, unaware of methane bubbling up beneath it. In seconds, the ocean thins, and the ship sinks silently. Or picture a cargo freighter hit by a 100-foot rogue wave, snapped in half before a distress signal can be sent. These aren't science fiction, they are real, documented phenomena. The enduring mystery. Despite all the science, the Bermuda Triangle retains its aura of mystery. Because wreckage is so rarely found, and because disappearances often happen suddenly, the region feels haunted. Every time a vessel vanishes without explanation, the legend grows. But perhaps that's the true power of the Bermuda Triangle. It represents the intersection of science and myth, of what we know and what we fear. It reminds us that even in the 21st century, with satellites and sonar and GPS, there are still places on Earth where nature humbles us. The Bermuda Triangle may not hide alien bases or time warps. But it hides something just as unsettling, a reminder of the ocean's raw power. Tonight, as you listen to this, somewhere in that 500,000 square miles of ocean, another ship sails and another plane flies overhead. Most will make it safely. But the forces of nature that haunt these waters, the methane, the rogue waves, the storms, are still there, waiting. The Bermuda Triangle is not a supernatural mystery. It is a natural one. But perhaps that is even more terrifying. Because it means that the ocean itself, not aliens, not sea monsters, not ancient curses, is the force responsible. And the ocean, vast and indifferent, is far more powerful than any legend.